You put it in a little passport wallet?
It just sits on my table at home.
Yeah, raw. Yeah, same here as well. You're the type of guy to have a passport wallet.
Bro,
you're raw as well.
Yeah. Give that to me, man. I'll suck all the beans out of the casing sometimes.
I think you can smack more of those Vietnamese ones than you can of the Thai ones. I'm talking spring rolls.
Welcome back to Critical Banter, the podcast that brings a Friday drinks chat to you. This week's episode, we are doing the categories game and a new segment called Band for Band. But before that, throughout the week, we got me and Miguel, we have Senny, and we have Ro.
G'day. So, last week Kush was on. Apologies for the audio. Our hands are up, but I have some yarns. I've been away for a couple of weeks. We pre-recorded a bunch of episodes, but I want to tell some stories about my my travels. So, I went to Bali for a wedding, and then I went to India to visit my grandparents. So, let me start from the beginning, actually. Let me regale you with a tale. So, prior to Bali, we're going for a wedding. And so I'm having a look at the requirements like 2 days before. I'm like, you know what? It's time to get the visa on arrival. You can actually do that before you step foot in the country. So I'm like, you know what? Fantastic. I will then go and just fill out my arrival form, fill out my like immigration form, and then fill out if you've got any diseases. So those are the 3 documents you can do before you get to Bali.
Yeah.
So I'm having a look. I'm taking Cindy as well. So I'm like, sweet, I'll do it first and then I'll send her the links for her to do it. I get through the documentation, nothing stock standard. Everything's pretty good. And then I look and it's like, oh, your passport needs to be valid 6 months, before it expires.
Pretty common requirement.
Standard requirements.
Right. So I look at my passport. I'm like, fantastic. My passport expires in June 2026.
Oh,
I make a mental note. I'm like, you know what? In December, actually, that's when it really expires.
Yeah.
Because, 6 months before. Which
I'm
actually
glad you're looking out for your passport, right?
I'm looking out for my passport. Absolutely. Number one, my passport's sorted. Then I'm like, all right, Cindy, send me stuff. You send me details. Like, I'll just do it for you. You're at work, no dramas.
You're a good man.
I'm a good man. I'm just going to do it for my partner, mate. This is what it's all about. This is chivalry in the flesh. I look at her passport. Her passport expires in 2 months.
Here we go.
And I'm like, all right, well, now we've got a situation on our hands because I'm leaving in 24 hours. You know what I mean? Like
leaving in 24 hours.
We're all leaving in 24 hours.
Well then.
So we've got a major problem.
Seems like an issue.
Yeah, a major issue, right? So I'm sitting here like sweating first of all because I'm like, all right, well, what can we do here? I'm looking up, all right, how long does it take to get a passport? They say 6 weeks is the time frame you're looking at. If you want, you can fast track it to 2 weeks.
Oh,
I'm like, fantastic. Lovely. Is there an express option?
Is there one above that?
There is nothing above that. And by the way, the express option. So getting it down from 6 weeks to 2 weeks.
How much do you have to pay?
That's an additional like 250 wax.
And it's already how much?
450 wax.
So you're paying 700.
700.
Jesus.
Yeah. So it's heavy costs.
So what do you do?
So you're sweating, bro.
Oh, I have not been this stressed. So I look around, I'm like, all right, well, I don't know what to do here. What we can do though, is just hope for the best. All right. We go to the passport office tomorrow morning and then, plead our case, just beg. So I tell Cindy, I'm like, hey, you need some documents. What you need actually is like a passport photo. I'm like, do you have a passport photo? It's like, no, I don't have a passport photo. Why would I have a passport photo? All right. Well, what do we do here? Thankfully, it was 8:50 and Office Works, they do passport photos.
8:50 p.m. just to be clear.
8:50 p.m. Okay. They close at 9 o'clock. It's a 7-minute drive. So I'm like, get off the phone to me right now and go to Office Works in Mossman and make it snappy. Yep. Right? So she's speeding away, ends up like getting the passport photos. So at least now, there's a glimmer of hope.
Can I take these photos at home?
No.
Just a white background?
No. It
Really?
needs to be a proper passport style photo.
It's not like our soccer photos where you can just take a selfie with the phone and...
Have you seen some of those photos in our team? Jesus.
My photo is legit me a selfie on like a white background and it's not good. But it's official documents.
No, I thought you could just take it at home.
No.
As in obviously correct setup and everything, but...
No, you need it like legit.
It's very specific what they want.
Like
anyway.
the actual, yeah.
So you're telling me 8:57 photo taken.
Photo taken, paid for. That's another, I don't know, God knows how much. Doesn't matter, right?
Inconsequential.
So now we have the passport photos and we have a dream. That's the 2 things that we have currently.
Hopefully a form.
And a form. So we fill out the form.
T minus what? 43 hours to fly?
No. Like literally 30 hours.
Oh,
like
wow.
30 hours to fly.
All right.
So I'm like, all right, here we go. Showtime. So tomorrow, the passport office opens at 8:30. And I'm like, when it comes to this sort of stuff, I'm hyper paranoid. I'm like, let's get there at 7:30.
Yeah.
Because who knows? There might be a line.
Help them clean up in the morning.
Yeah. Help the cleaners, sort out their stuff, the night shift. So we get there. She's also got work at the time. Luckily, they had like an option. They're like, if you're traveling soon, you get to skip the queue. I'm like, beautiful. Fast track me down to the front. So I get there at 7:30 and the buttons don't work because the office opens at 8:30. Because what my plan is just to wait outside, the glass doors, right? At the passport office. But it's just in like a random building. So I'm like clicking the buttons, it's not working. I'm like, all right, whatever. So now I'm just in the lobby of this building, just twiddling my thumbs and I'm just nervous. I'm just like sweating, all right? Then I see someone get into the lift and I see them press the button for the passport office. I'm like, beautiful. All right, here we go. Cindy, jump in the lift with me. Let's just jump in with them. So we get to the top of the lift. They exit. We exit. And there's a security guard out to the front saying, how did you get in here? Go back downstairs. All right, whatever. So we fill out the form. She has to go to work. And then they're like, all right. So it's like, they actually were quite nice. They were like, all right, sorry this happened. They weren't rude or anything like that. Because technically what you're supposed to do is book an appointment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're supposed to book an appointment. So we're like, hey, when can we book an appointment? And they're like, well, there's no appointments until like literally, after the flight leaves.
Yeah.
So that's why the decision was made to camp outside.
Yeah.
So they fast track us to the front. We do the documentation and then it's like, all right, now the nervous wait begins. They're like, we'll email you when it comes. They're like, look, it's about a 50-50 chance. I'm like, is there any better odds? Like, can I pay more?
To get it within a day, essentially.
To get it within a day.
Crazy.
So Cindy leaves to work and I'm now working at the passport office. They're like, you can just go home and take it easy. Like,
No, I'll wait right here.
I am sitting right here. I'm not moving. So all in all, luckily, thankfully, I think after like 6 hours.
Oh, that's pretty quick.
Yeah. So like at maybe like 3 p.m.-ish, the passport comes through and I'm holding, printing it. I'm holding this bad boy in my hands. I'm like, fantastic. All right. We're off to Bali. Dude, we're off to the wedding.
That happened to me once upon a time.
Did it really?
Yeah.
Actually?
Back in high school, I went to Europe with my family. We got to the airport. We're about to check in our luggage and everything. And the guy says, by the way, your passport is like not within the 6 months. And my mum is spraying my dad. Like, why'd you not look this up? Because we had to go back home, like stay the night and then do the exact same thing. Go passport office early in the morning, beg the whole day for a passport. We missed the flight, yeah. Because we got to the airport, bro. The flight's in like an hour, 2 hours.
That's annoying.
So we had to rebook. Thankfully, we got the passport, flew out like the next day or the day after or something. But stressful times, mate.
Yeah. How old were you? You were in high
I was
school,
like 14, bro. We were about to go to England to see Manchester United, mate. My dream. And I thought my dream was down the bin, bro.
Damn.
Do you know? So PSA, do you know when your passport expires?
Yeah, 2029.
Oh, so you're
got a
chilling.
10-year one.
Yeah,
2019. So
Australian passports are like the most expensive in the world. It's a bit of a stitch.
They're like the least durable.
Mine's like mangled and stuff already. It's like curved, like the cover's like curving up.
Do you put it in a little passport wallet?
Nah, it just sits on my table at home.
Yeah, raw. Yeah, same here as well. You're the type of guy to have a passport wallet.
Bro,
you're raw as well.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Apparently, the thing is, I don't keep it in one specific place.
That's crazy.
No, so like a couple of days before the flight, I'm panicking. I'm like, where the hell could my passport be?
But yeah, like, look, luckily it's a stressful situation, but it all got sorted. Now
Did you have to pay any extra for it to come in 6 hours?
No. It was just the fast track.
Maybe just always tell them, my flight's in,
Do you have to prove your flight was in a day?
Okay, and this is the other thing. So the thing is, to get it fast tracked, you're at the counter with some immigration officer, or I don't know, some officer, right, of the law, and you have to sign like an affidavit and like plead your case as to why you want it fast tracked in 24 hours. And they need supporting documentation. They need like, this is your flight time. They need, what's the event you're going to? Because it's technically supposed to be kind of for emergencies, right? So we're honest. We're here for a wedding. Now the problem is the documentation was slightly flawed because on the plane ticket, it has Cindy's real name. However, Cindy's name on Facebook is slightly different. Because she's a doctor and she doesn't want anyone to stalk her.
That's right.
So her name on Facebook is not her real name. And the people who invited her to the wedding just copied the Facebook name. So I'm panicking here because now there's this officer of the law standing here and saying the documents don't match the names. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you.
funny.
So like where they're putting our case, like, look, it's the name. It matches the passport. I'm sorry, the Facebook name and the wedding invitation name is not the same, but it's a nickname. Like, what's it to you?
Yeah.
Right? So there was a little
If you
back and
actually
forth
read it
there.
out, it kind of sounds the same.
Yeah. So we tried explaining this situation and she was like pretty annoyed by this. Like she was like, oh.
Who, the officer?
The officer. She's like, because the documentation needs to be proper.
100%.
Proper. So there was a bit of negotiation there, but that actually worked out as well, luckily. But yeah, that was another, stress to the story.
Oh, God.
It's like how you want to change your LinkedIn name
Yeah, exactly.
after getting found in the comments.
Yeah, don't put that out there. I actually might need to change it now. Anyways, whatever. So we get to beautiful Bali. It's in Nusa Dua. The wedding's in Nusa Dua, a lovely area in like the south of the island. We're staying at a venue called the Conrad, 5-star luxury resort. They have paid for our accommodation.
Wow.
So look, I'll be honest. What are your boys' thoughts on a destination wedding?
I would love to be invited to one. All expenses paid. Would be nice.
Not all like a destination wedding. That's not guaranteed. The all expenses
That is
part.
true. No, I'm going to one in December in Vietnam.
Also,
that
just went to one.
Oh yeah, true.
Mm.
So
And yeah, the one I'm going to is not expenses paid.
Okay. And Money, you just went to one.
I just went to one. Also, not expenses paid. It's not cheap. I'll tell you that much
It's
for
not
free.
cheap.
It's
But I'm
not
sure
cheap
it's
to-
delightful though, and I'm
It's
sure it will be
absolutely
fun. Yeah.
delightful,
Mm.
but you have to treat it as a holiday,
Correct.
not a.
Go there, come back.
You have to treat it as a
situation.
holiday where you got to put some money aside to spend
Yeah.
to go there and do all this and that.
But no, I'm generally all for it.
So like, I think
It filters out the
Yeah, exactly.
the
You see
frauds, the real
friends
ones
are-
from the frauds.
yeah. So I didn't know it was all expenses paid. I think yes.
What do you mean?
No, I'm trying to think about.
Did
what
you
I'm
pay
like.
for a
Yeah,
hotel
did
and all of a sudden you meant to say this other one?
No, because originally it wasn't all expenses paid, and then they emailed afterwards. I think I asked after the RSVPs
Oh.
saying, "Actually, guys, you know what? We're sorting out your rooms and stuff." So I'm like,
So you should do
wow.
it. You
Yeah.
filter out the real
Nice.
ones, then you let the real ones in. I gotcha.
yeah.
That's nice.
So that was the situation. So I was a bit hesitant for destination weddings because, like you said, it's like you got to take leave and you got to plan a holiday around it and stuff. It's like it's a bit annoying, right? But after this, I got to say, I am like the number one fan. So if any of you boys want to have a destination wedding, man, I'm
Changing your plans.
Yeah,
absolutely ravenous.
You be the change you want to see, man.
no, absolutely not. But
Destination? Nah, I won't say where.
no. So we went there, right? So we're sitting in the Conrad, beautiful, right? Rooms paid for.
Yeah.
Literally every meal is paid for.
Yeah.
It was like the Umbani
So it was all
wedding.
expenses paid.
It was all expenses paid, and like I'd never.
Your flights as well?
Not the flights.
Okay.
Not the flights. But that was free as well. Okay, a little Qantas point,
Oh, there
credit
you
card
go.
churn, happy days. So we're sitting in the Conrad, and I would never book this resort for myself. Like I would never have a holiday this nice.
How much is it normally, you reckon?
It's like $350 a night.
okay.
Like that is probably $200 above per night what I would spend
Yeah.
traditionally
So
at a
it's
hotel.
a very nice.
Really nice place. And the wedding was so extravagant. Like they had coconuts with the couple's stamp on it.
Just dox them.
Sorry, maybe bleep that out. But it was like branded. They had branded coconuts, right?
Play on.
There was a 1-to-1 ratio of waiters to guests.
That can't be right.
I
So
had-
how many guests were there?
There was probably like 150, maybe
And
150.
you're
Tell me there's
telling me-
150 waiters and waitresses.
So you had your own personal waiter.
At
what was
all
his name?
times,
Katut.
Kedak. Yeah. At all times, I had some guy to go to. And the service in Southeast Asia is
it's
unbelievable.
Delightful.
So I'm sitting here 1-to-1 and whatever I want, I get. Everything's paid.
So wait, so let's say middle of the night, you're hungry. Was it
No,
could you
no,
just
no,
call up the room service and that was covered or?
no, that's obviously not.
Okay. all right.
I think the room service is not covered.
Okay.
But whatever, everything else was.
Waiting on your hand and foot.
Waiting on me hand and foot. Like the wedding was so beautiful. Like there was fireworks. You know what I mean? Like they're commandeering and commissioning fireworks to be. It's not New Year's Eve. Do you know what I'm saying? This is the kind of level it was. And yeah, I got to say I had a great time.
Is there any elements you're going to take for your wedding, Ro?
I actually had
Coconuts?
not the coconuts.
Oh, we're not getting a coconut?
Nah, probably
Waiters?
not. Yeah, bring the
Fly 'em
Indonesian
in from Bali?
Or like for the priest, they flew in a bunch of people. They flew in the photographer. They flew in the priests.
That makes sense.
Like they flew in everyone. So things to take. I had a note list. I was like, things that were good at this wedding that
you
I want to
steal.
take to my wedding.
All right, tell us.
Can you afford any of them? Well, fireworks and coconuts are out of the budget, so I just want to
I
double
think
check.
fireworks out of the budget, dude.
Fireworks
I
is
know a guy.
not out of the budget. Coconuts just seems a bit random.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the point of it?
Yeah.
Did people like crack open and drink it or something, or was
Yeah,
it just
as
there
in-
for show?
No, like they had people slicing the coconuts and giving coconut water.
Beautiful.
It's tropical. It's
Delightful.
great. The things that I had down, were things like speeches, no phones. Right. Has to be paper speeches.
Yeah. Or memorized, actually.
That's a bit much. Paper speeches.
Just how we memorize our ad reads.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. No teleprompters required.
Right. So no phones.
No phones.
But they're allowed maybe palm cards.
Yeah, paper. They can have paper, right? What I also liked is the fact that their friends DJ'd. So like at the reception, you have the actual DJ, and then we just sacked him off after a while and then just got the boys to DJ. And that...
As in you told him to jog on mid-job, or his job was done and then the boys went on?
Mid-job.
It was a bit much.
Brother, can you just step aside for a second? And the thing is, when the boys came on, the whole crowd was just going nuts. Like absolutely nuts. Yeah, they were fine. Yeah. But it was just the fact that you have a friend who was there and everyone's just like kind of going off with them, right? And the DJ, I was sitting next to the DJ. He's getting a bit jittery. He's like sitting there like, can I come back? Can I come back on? Because it's like electric atmosphere.
Hot crowd.
So
you're going to take that idea.
Well,
Rohit, you're telling me you're going to pay for a DJ and then halfway through you're going to tell him to jog on and get Miguel to go up there and DJ.
Well, Miguel had a dream to DJ once upon a time.
Mate, if you can promise me I can jump on, maybe I'll get the decks back out,
I'm
mate.
paying for a DJ. He's doing his
the whole thing.
Yeah, but you just get a DJ you like.
And the last thing I want to take is the guns.
Hang on.
Hey?
The smoke guns.
Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that?
I've seen that. Yeah.
So they, I guess, like CO2 guns, maybe, or like some sort of
like
dry ice guns.
Yeah.
And you're
cool.
just spraying like everyone.
This sounds like some weird dream you're about to fulfill, right?
I don't know. It was just a lot of fun.
Nah, I agree. That is pretty cool.
So all in all, wedding, look, no, it's 10 out of 10. Okay. Then we've obviously tacked a holiday onto the wedding. Fantastic, boys.
What'd you get
now
up
it's time
to?
to explore.
Yeah. What did you get up to?
Well, we started in Ubud and then,
See the monkeys.
No, we didn't.
Steal anything from you?
No, we didn't. We went to
Some of them were
Uluwatu.
playing with us.
No. Here's why we didn't see the monkeys. We went to Uluwatu Temple.
Yeah.
Okay.
See the fire dance.
No, we sacked that off.
Fair.
I'm not waiting till 7 p.m. to see this fire dance. Fair. So we went to Uluwatu Temple, and there's monkeys at Uluwatu Temple, if you guys remember.
I remember. One of them stole someone off one of our group.
Yeah, they stole sunglasses.
Sunnies, yeah.
And the whole idea is like there's guides there to start, bribing.
Negotiate back.
Yeah, bribing the monkeys with fruits and stuff. So they'll give you sunnies back if you give them fruits.
It's a great system they got going.
Yeah, the monkeys are geniuses, I got to say. So we get to Uluwatu Temple, and the guide is basically like, all right, look, don't look at the monkeys in the eyes. Don't do this, don't do that. Okay, a lot of rules with the monkeys. Just do not interact with them.
Yeah,
at all. Then we get to the ticket area, and this poor older Asian woman, she's like sitting down, and she's just like torn up.
Yeah.
And we like asked the husband, like, hey, is everything all right? Like, do you need like a hospital or do you need an ambulance?
Yeah.
And they're like, and he's like, oh, the monkey's got her.
Seriously?
Yeah. And so her face was just scratched up like no tomorrow. So apparently they stole her glasses, like not Sunny's, like her glasses. Fuck. And they just shredded her, like poor woman. So that put a lot of fear into me. And so I told everyone in the group, I'm like, we are not going to the monkey forest.
Oh,
like these things are like ravenous. So, okay. Anyways, that
Fair
was a very big aside. We went to Ubud. Whatever, fantastic. Well, let's go quad biking, all right? Because that's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm sitting here, and for the first time in my life, I have not booked travel insurance. Okay, and I am.
For any reason in particular, or
I literally just forgot about it.
Right.
Like these passport debacle.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
like rattled me to my core, so I just forgot to book travel insurance. Right?
Can't you book it while you're on?
No,
you can, but now it's like 5x the price because you're supposed to book it before, and there's only certain companies that will do it when you're on the holiday.
Yeah.
And not only that, there's like a waiting period of like 4 days.
So if anything happens in those 4 days, you're actually not covered.
You're not covered. So I'm just sitting here like, what the hell? Like,
so did you do it in the end?
No, I didn't do it.
Okay.
So I'm going to run the gauntlet and just like see what I can do.
So how was the quad biking?
So quad biking was pretty fun. So we get to the area. It's like basically what happens is like kind of like a swamp, heaps of water, and they just tell you to rip it around the circuit. So me, Rav, Sav, Cindy, like, this is the group of people we're with.
How much was it?
$100 maybe. It was a deal.
Like an hour or two?
And it was a deal. It was quad biking and whitewater rafting.
Oh, delightful.
For $100 per person. Like, fantastic.
Dude, that's actually a pretty good deal.
It's not bad. So we're ripping it around, right?
You're ripping it around.
Everyone's
uninsured. You're ripping it around.
Even I am ripping it around because it got a bit fun.
Did they train you or anything? Like give you like a crash course of how to rip it, or they just let you go free go?
The crash course was here's the on button.
Yep.
Here's how you accelerate. and here's how you reverse.
And off you go.
And off you go. Have the time of your life.
Lovely.
So we're just shredding it around. The guy's taking photos of us. You know how the Balinese guys, like the guys, they take these 6 shots. We're like, fantastic.
I remember when I ATV'd here, they they gave us gloves, they gave us helmets. You had to wear like a padding.
A lot of safety.
A lot of safety. I imagine over there it was very similar.
Oh, none whatsoever. Like there was a helmet.
Yeah.
And they gave you gumboots.
Oh, they gave you gumboots.
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
That's about it. And so we're shredding around this area, and then I shred it around the back side of the circuit, and I see an ATV flipped on its side.
Oh, shit.
And I see my good friend Savine,
Friend of the show.
friend of the football team.
Shout out.
He has got he's bleeding profusely, and he's wearing sunnies, but there's no glasses. He's just wearing the rims of the
frames.
sunnies.
So there's frames and no lenses.
Nothing. And he's looking in bad shape. So I'm like,
What the hell happened?
what happened here? And to be fair to him, he's like standing. He's doing all right, but he's just bloodied up. He's just cut up to the gills. He's like, oh, I flipped my quad bike. I'm like, yeah, brother, I can see you flip your quad bike. Like what's happened here? So his twin brother has now come and ripped around the circuit, and he's also now seeing his brother just like full bloodied up. And he's a bit panicked. He's like, oh, can you call for help?
Yeah.
So I drive to the guide at the front of the circuit, and I'm like, hey man, someone's like fallen off their quad. And
Someone.
Yeah, he is actually freaking out because
really?
quad bike accidents are legit, like maybe one of the riskiest things that you can do. Like the chance of death is crazy because these things are heavy. So he thinks
so is
someone's he's a heavy boy, but he thinks someone is into serious trouble. So he rips around.
So did you just say someone flipped the ATV?
Yeah, I'm like someo's
You
got
didn't give the notice that this guy's
He's still
standing.
alive. Yeah.
No, I said, of course I had to give this context, but the language barrier is not, there's a language barrier. So he's
Say
understood.
alive.
Yeah.
I said alive. So he's come across and he's seen the shape of him. He's like, we got to go to the hospital.
Yeah.
Because the
You've
thing
seen
is,
the shape of it.
the swamp was like, full bacteria infested waters, I'm pretty sure, like full dirty, right? So we are like, all right, fantastic. Sav, go to the hospital. Rav, his brother's like, I'll go with
Can
him.
you actually explain to listeners how he flipped what actually happened to him?
There was like a lot of corners, right? So what he's done is that he's whipped it around a corner, but he's clipped the bank.
Right.
And the bank, because he's clipped the bank.
Like a wall.
No, it was like a grassy bank.
Oh,
like a
okay,
swamp
right.
bank.
Yep, okay.
So he's clipped that on the way to turn.
Yep.
And then he's just flown. For some reason, there's nothing else. It's just nature. For some reason, in the spot that he flipped, there is a retaining concrete wall in front of him.
Jesus
And he's just smashed his face into that retaining concrete wall.
Oh.
So his lips all like bloody, like you can see, like he's not in good shape, right?
Okay.
But he's like adrenaline, so he's walking.
And what was his words after that? Where are my sunnies?
Yeah.
Was the famous first words he uttered.
You're wearing them, brother. So he's obviously not in good shape. Him and Rav have decided to go to the hospital. They're like, oh, do you want to continue with the rest of the thing?
How much more time did you have left?
We had probably like another course. There was another one.
Surely you
And
continue.
then whitewater rafting.
And then whitewater rafting.
Oh, you have to continue.
So Sav and Rav go in the hospital. I've seen he's in good shape. I'm like, you know what? Wow, let's just run it. Why not?
That's what he would have wanted you to do.
We actually said you guys have to do it, and I had to respect his wishes.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's like when someone passes, it's what they would have wanted you to do,
there's
How
no doubt
badly
about
would
it.
he have to be injured for you to be like, you know what, let's not
If he
continue.
wasn't standing,
Yeah.
I would have been like,
So there's no fear of God in you at that point.
No, 'cause
you with no insurance, seeing him flip over, you're like, let's continue with this.
but I was not going to rip it. I was just going to go on this tour.
So are you saying this was Sav's fault? This was the driver's fault that he flipped?
Yeah, it's a skill issue. There's no doubt about it.
Okay, yeah. Just wanted to clarify that.
So he's gone to the hospital with Rav, and then we're doing this next course. And to be honest, vibes are off.
I can imagine.
Of course
are
they're
heavily
off. They have to be.
So we went to this second course for like 2 minutes, and I was like, oh, I'm not really feeling this, guys.
Was it
Like,
guilt?
Let's just wrap it up. Yeah, it was kind of guilt. So I was like, sack it off. All right, let's go back to the thing.
Did you get your money back?
No, let's go to the hospital.
Yeah.
That's the best part. Like he ruined an ATV. Like we ruined this ATV, and they didn't charge us for that, thankfully. Like they should have. They really should have. So we get to the hospital. Sav's sitting there. It's a Balinese hospital. It's actually quite nice, but there's just no one helping him. And he's just bleeding, kind of just bleeding. What happened apparently was the nurse came and they're like, all right, look, your face is kind of mangled. We can just stitch you up and you got to go, but you might lose your mustache. And Savine, he's a very proud man of his mustache. Like he prides himself. That's his like number one defining feature. And he's like, that is just not good enough. Get the plastic surgeon in. So the guy has decided, I want plastic surgery.
In Bali.
in Bali. While you're there, you may as well just fix up your nose as well, get a job.
Crazy.
So we're now waiting for him for the plastic surgeon, but because he's sent the nurse away, it's a public holiday in Bali and there's like a temple festival. So old mate, plastic surgeon, he's at the temple, offering gifts to the gods. So we have to wait till 6 o'clock. Meanwhile, Cindy is a doctor and we had another friend who's a physio. So they're doing some checks. Like Cindy's like wiping him down, doing this and that. The physio looks at his hands like, can you move your hand? And so I was like, oh, actually, no, I can't move my hand. And they're like, all right, let's just get an x-ray just in case. Turns out the Balinese nurse, he's got a dislocated finger. They haven't picked it up. So now we're doing their job for them. Anyways, all in all, Sav got stitched up by the plastic surgeon. His leg was mangled. He decides to fly home the next day on business class. It must be nice. But yeah, that I think that is the
eventful.
But he's well now.
He's well.
He's well. Moustache-nal.
Moustache-nal. Oh, the moustache is growing back. Actually, the last thing is I got Bali belly. Okay. Last day, I got Bali belly. But what you can do actually, you can call an IV drip to your house.
What?
Did you know this?
No.
So like instead of going to the
It's like
hospital,
Uber Eats or something.
yeah, it's like Uber Eats. You call a nurse and they have like a full IV drip situation. And I was in bed, like proper sick, but I don't know, they hooked me up nicely.
Sammy Nasri type shit.
Yeah.
How
$200
did
they
you
saw
even
you out.
discover this? How much? Yeah, how much is it?
$200
Yeah,
for
wow.
an IV. Because I didn't want to go to the hospital.
Should have just shat it out and then.
No, I was in dire straits.
Oh, really?
I was in proper dire straits. But the IV, like with the electrolytes, it was good. I had some babi gulang, not ideal. But yeah, that's Bali. That's Bali. Had a great time.
Yeah, wow, some great yarns there. I don't know how to segue this, but last Thursday, boys, we went to, what do you want to call it, a comedy show? Was it a
dating show?
dating show?
Live event.
A live event. So we were going to go out and Rose sent us a post that one of our friends was going to be the contestant on this dating show. So the
I
way
remember
it works,
Rose saying is, surely we have to go to this. Surely, I don't know, but...
So the way it works is there's one, the contestant is the guy, the eligible bachelor, and then there was 4 girls who was essentially dating him at the same time. So it was blind dating. So if you've seen the Sidemen blind dating or various other content creators who've kind of done this premise before, but this time it was live. It was in front of a live audience. So we went to the Chippo Hotel. There was, I want to say maybe 100, maybe 110.
Yeah.
Decent sized crowd.
Packed out. Full house.
And I got to say, I was nervous for our friend.
Because he's in like a box and he can't see the girls that he's dating.
There's a wall between him and the girl,
Correct.
so it's blind.
And the other, I guess, gimmick that this show had was everyone in the crowd got given a red flag and a green flag. And throughout the show, depending on the answers that either our friend gave or the 4 girl contestants gave, you wave your little red flag or green flag if you thought it was, again, a red flag or a green flag.
Just about that. My chair didn't have any flags. So Sen graciously gave me his green flag and said, and I quote, "I will not be using this, so you can have it." So Sen had a red flag, I had a green flag. Everyone else had both.
So the scene was set. There was a host of the show who was dressed in a Cupid's outfit, grown-ass man, mind you, in a Cupid's outfit. There was 4 contestants, 4 lovely ladies, and then our friend, all on the stage. And then about 120 people in the audience. At that point, boys, what were your thoughts? Going into it, what were your thoughts? Did you think...
My thoughts going into it was this could be a hoot and a half. This can be a lot of fun. And our friend is also a character, so it could get very interesting.
Correct.
Very funny, very entertaining. And then when I sat down, saw it was a packed crowd, saw the flags, saw the guy dressed in Cupid. So he's committing to it. I thought, wow, we're on for a show.
And then the show began, and it started with...
Just questions. The host would ask each of the questions like, what's your type or, what do you do for work and what are your hobbies? Just like standard get to know you questions.
Yeah, like very, very like lowball questions. Question for you guys. Those are all pre-prepared, right?
Those were all pre-prepared. Had to be.
So it's because it seemed like everyone was very snappy with their answers, and a lot of the people had really, really good answers to it. Which
Like one of the questions was like, what's your best story when you're drunk or high? And people just had stuff off the dome.
Stories.
So obviously, they've got to ask. That's regardless. It doesn't matter.
So that was the first round. That went for maybe 20 minutes. I got to say, I was enjoying it. Having a really good time.
Yeah, they brought some good stories.
Yeah.
Both the contestants and our friend. Man, it was
Electric.
And then the second round started. And I don't even know how to explain it because I actually still don't understand what happened in that second round. Do you guys want to have a crack and try to explain to the listeners?
The host thought he would take it upon himself to be the comedy. Whereas in a show like this, you should just facilitate. So he came in with some like chat GPT style scenarios that are meant to be funny because they're like outrageous.
Yeah, give an example though.
It was like, I can't remember. It was like now he's coupling them up. So contestant 1 and our friend are going on some make-believe date.
Yep.
And then the host is setting the scene of that date. Yep. And then he's like, you're sitting at a cafe and then some zombie goat walks up to you and then blah, blah, blah.
It's a weird outlandish situation.
And then it's like, what are those books where you fill in the answers?
Yeah. It's like
Mad Libs or something?
Mad Libs. But he chose the weirdest Mad Libs. So in that zombie goat scenario, he would be like, to our friend, what sound does the zombie goat make?
Yeah.
I don't know. Who cares? Like what can... So, and then it just kind of went like that for like 25 minutes, I want to say. So each of the girls and our friend had separate scenarios, which were just outlandish like that, like zombie ghosts and whatnot. But the problem was, like, in each scenario, I feel like he lost, like he even got confused by his own scenarios.
Because he had it on A4 papers.
Yeah.
And he was trying to read it, but he wasn't reading it. He's like losing where he was on the page, first of all.
Yeah.
So it's very incoherent. And then when he's delivering it incoherent, the audience also doesn't know what's going on.
Yeah. So like the contestants were confused, the audience was confused, and he was confused.
Yeah.
And it was just really hard to watch, to be honest.
And then also, whilst he was confused, he was also laughing because he was finding it so funny, but it was so like dead.
And then in the point of a dating show, like you want to learn more about these people.
Correct.
And you want to hear interesting things from them. But in this whole segment that he did, like there was no way that anyone could actually say anything interesting or meaningful, because how interesting can I make a goat sound? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So I don't know what he was thinking.
Wasn't a good segment.
It wasn't a good segment. So that was a waste of half an hour. And then we went to the break.
No. And last thing in that segment is like at the end, whatever the date's a bit poo, the scenario's a bit poo. The host would then ask our friend, I don't know, this zombie goat is attacking.
That's right. The girl.
Contestant 1. Would you save her? And then the first few, our mate's like, yeah, I would. I think the last 2, he got bored or some shit. He's like, no, I'm not going to save her. I'm going to run myself.
Yeah. I think he could tell, because the thing is, the first round was all right, and he could figure out who was into him and who was not.
Yeah.
In the first round, there was a girl legitimately just started beefing him.
It was so funny.
Like the third question, it was like, I forgot what the question was. Maybe it was I don't exactly know what the question was. I don't remember.
But she was openly hostile.
But she was just very hostile. And so I'm just sitting here like, oh, this has got really uncomfortable. So what happened was, I think since that, he could tell which girls were into him and which girls weren't.
Off him.
And so he was I think for the other ones that he knew were not on him,
they were like, whatever.
He was just sacking them off.
What about, I think it was in the first round where they asked, who's your favorite artist? And,
okay. So we're painting our friend in a great light right now.
Yeah.
To be honest, he torpedoed himself massively.
It was a pretty shameful showing.
So what happened was, one of the questions was, who is your favorite? No, that wasn't even the question. I think someone just ran it. He volunteered that information on his own, because they were talking about goats, and then he made like a Kanye West joke.
That's what it was.
He's like, oh, because Kanye's the goat, that's why I wouldn't kill him or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So by the way, this is in the Chippendale, all right? Greens and Labor stronghold.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's be honest, you don't even have to be a Green and Labor supporter to be, kind of sus of Kanye.
Well, yes. Yeah, exactly right.
And then immediately when he said that, everyone put their red flags up. Even I put my red flag up. I'm like, I can't support you here, buddy.
And the craziest thing is that he then doubled down on that answer.
Yeah.
So for some reason,
he felt compelled
to defend Kanye West out of all people. Like, people now are in the crowd asking questions like, oh, why do you like Kanye so much? Like, it became a very uncomfortable atmosphere.
He lost the crowd
very quickly, right? And then even after all this, like, all the girls were just not having it, whatever. They were just sitting there like, this sucks, right? Except for one. He was torpedoing himself till the cows came home, and they asked one of the girls, they were like, hey, they're like, oh, what's your thoughts on Kanye West? Suddenly he just got political. And she's like, I actually really, really like him. Mm-hmm. And that kind of won the crowd a bit back, because it's all right, sweet. Maybe there's going to be a match here, right? But then...
Sorry, let me list quickly. There was a 20-minute interval for no reason. No one asked for it. Wasn't needed. Completely unnecessary. And then we came back for the final round, which was, I think, again, everyone had wrote in like character traits that they had. Like, so it was anonymous. They would read it out, and then everyone on the stage and in the crowd would answer if it was a red flag or green flag. And so that went on. And then I think this is where even our friend lost me, where I'm like, some of the answers he gave here were poor.
So the question was,
and I'm trying to be nice here.
The question is, what's your type? And he said, instead of saying something like, oh, like, you know, someone who's funny and you know, generous and kind or whatever, he said, my type is someone who is attractive and who likes me. And
the silence you heard just then was also the silence in the room.
That may have been one of the most uncomfortable situations. Anyways, fast forward. So he's lost everyone at this point.
Yeah.
Even his nearest and dearest in the crowd.
Yeah. Oh, this is not salvageable.
And then it
one bit
comes to the final round. The final moment where essentially, you know, our friend gets to choose the girl that he thinks he's had the best connection with. And what does he do, Ro?
What he does is actually, I'm going to cut him a bit of slack. So what he does is he's been vibing with the other Kanye lover, right? Let's call her contestant number 2.
Yeah.
Right? He says, like, you could obviously tell they had something going on, right? Everyone else, there was absolutely nothing. The chemistry was 0. So he then goes up and the host asked him, they said, who would you like to go on a date with? And everyone knows he's going to choose number 2. He knows he's going to choose number 2. Number 2 knows he's going to choose number 2.
Yeah.
And what does he do? He says the wrong girl's name.
On purpose?
Accidentally. And then he saw the crowd's reaction and he backtracks. He's like, oh, no, sorry. There's a La La Land moment, you know?
Yeah.
It was a La La Land moment at the Oscars. And that was the cherry on top. That was diabolical.
My asshole just kind of shriveled up. And I said to Ro, I audibly said to Ro, I don't want to be here. I want to go home. I felt so uncomfortable.
But dating show. I like the format.
I loved it.
Going into it, the host said, you know, it's like reality TV, but you're live. You can react live. Mate, that was an unbelievable proposition.
A great sell. High potential. Did we think he did a good job, the host? Ro, you seem to be a defender of him.
The host, I think, did a fine job. I mean, it's hard to explain if you weren't there. He was a serviceable host. You guys hated him for no reason.
I liked when he stuck to hosting.
Correct. Round 2 lost me massively. And as Manu said, he's there to just be the host and let the contestant star.
You lead them to the water. You don't drink the water and do all that.
And then beat them over the head with
it.
They used to feed them.
What do you boys reckon? I really thought it could have been really good.
I think it's a high potential event.
Look, I'm just going to say this, right? If there's anyone out here who wants us to do a little bit of matchmaking, let us know. Because I would like to run an event like this.
Are you saying we could do it better?
I'm saying we could do it way better.
100%. We could do it absolutely better.
Because I think there was a couple of things wrong with that show. The first is our friend was just diabolical. His performance was, dare I suggest...
Did he think he did well?
It was negative aura from him.
Yeah.
Because we hung out after and then he called you and you were just ripping into him for like 10 minutes.
No, I was telling him the truth. I was like, dude, I don't know what you were doing here. Because I think it's to be fair to him, it's pretty hard. If you're up there, it's a comedy show, so you feel compelled to be funny. But you're not a comedian.
Yeah.
So the idea, you should just be earnest. Like you should just be honest and like just see what happens and let
it naturally come.
Correct, right? But I think he was trying to be funny and they were just falling flat. And I mean, lost the crowd.
He didn't earn the crowd's respect first. Like he tried to be like that funny person immediately and then it didn't come off.
Which is not good. I think the prompts were not good, but I think I like the format and I think I want to host one of my own.
Yeah, with one of our own. I think with a few just small alterations, I reckon it would be a great show and we could do a great show.
So if there's anyone out there looking for love, male, female, everything in between, let us know. Mate, we could, if the interest is there, if you want to see it as well, you don't have to participate.
Yeah, that's right.
If you want to sit in the crowd, have the green, red flags, whatever it may be, you want to watch some people try find love, mate, let us know.
Let us know.
Just quietly, I have actually been asked a couple of times in the last few weeks.
Are you looking for love?
No. If we're doing, that would be crazy. If we were doing another live show this year. So there is some demand out there from 3 people. So I think that's huge.
I think we frame it as this, like a corporate, if you're in corporate, okay, and you want to find your corporate lover.
Okay.
I think we just do some matchmaking. I'm actually down to do some matchmaking.
I don't mind that. That's a good idea.
There's a lot of single people in our DMs, They tell us openly and honestly. And so if there is demand for this, DM us and we'll...
On both sides, watch, participate.
Yeah, we'll make
Find love, watch, find love. Everything. Let us know. Please let us know. Ladies and gentlemen, today we have categories. Very simple game. I am going to throw Ro and Sen a category. And they're just going to have to keep going back and forth naming one thing in that category until they can name no more. Are we ready, fellas?
Let's lock in right now.
All right. Senny, I want you to go first. First category is medicine or drugs.
Panadol.
Nurofen. Let's go. Nah, come on. That's a practice round.
Yeah, it's a practice.
All right, so our brains are locked in now, boys, right?
They're not, but sure.
All right, next category. We'll start with you, Ro. Languages.
English.
Chinese.
Simplified or?
Mandarin.
Stop
Fine.
stalling, Ro. Give me another one.
Spanish.
Filipino.
German.
Japanese.
Italian.
Korean.
Cantonese.
Malay.
Shanghainese.
Aotearoan.
Greek.
I don't think Aotearoan's a language.
What is that?
It's
Kiwi?
Kiwi, yeah, thank you.
Okay.
Respect. French.
Hindi.
Oh, Tamil.
Telugu.
Gujarat.
Malayalam.
Kannada.
Kannada.
Yeah, that is a language, mate.
Tamil.
Urdu. Yeah, I said Tamil.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, I did.
Arabic.
Pashto.
Gujarati.
I said Gujarat.
Did you actually?
All right, that's another practice round. I don't know what we're doing. All right,
that's
my
1-0
brain's-
Sen.
My brain's working.
That's
One
1-0 Sen. All right, next one.
Pashto's a language.
No, I know it is. I just didn't realize you were going to go there. All right.
Sen, you're up first. I want...
I had Dari next and Farsi. I was ready to go through all the Persian and Mesopotamian languages.
Occupation, Sen.
Doctor,
Lawyer.
dentist,
Accountant.
investment banker,
Project manager.
construction worker,
Janitor.
teacher,
Let's go. Product manager.
executive assistant.
Scrum master.
Oh, we're doing that, are we? Okay. Software developer. Why am I getting there?
Engineering manager.
Private equity analyst.
UX designer.
Hedge fund analyst.
UI designer.
Sell side equity research analyst.
SDR.
Mergers and acquisition analyst.
BDR.
BDM.
Account executive.
Wealth management analyst.
Account manager.
Financial advisor.
Enterprise account manager.
Buy side analyst.
I'm going to stop taking analysts
Yeah,
from
get
now
it.
on.
Oh, this is a joke. All right, let's go carpenter.
Bank teller.
Let's go. Oh wow, plumber.
Credit analyst.
What
That's
did we
credit
just say?
analyst. That's
What
the
did we
legit one.
just
That's the
say?
legit one. That's the legit one.
Electrician.
Tax agent.
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
It is a taxation.
Financial consultant.
Yeah, absolutely.
Advisor.
Management consultant.
Let's go. Just straight up consultant.
Auditor.
No, don't have any more, dude. This guy's got analysts out the wazoo.
Bro's been on LinkedIn. All right. Next one. Start with who are we starting with? Sen. Spices or herbs?
Salt.
Pepper.
Chili.
Oregano.
Fuck, that's what I was going to say. But cardamom.
Paprika.
Cinnamon.
Let's go thyme.
Star anise.
It's good. That's good.
Let's go chili powder.
Basil?
Shout out, Baz.
Garam masala.
MSG.
That's not a spice or a herb. What is that? That's not a spice or a herb. That's just a chemical.
Have a look, ref. Have a word, ref.
I'm going to accept it.
Are you serious?
You can find it in the spice and herbs aisle in an Asian grocer.
Good man.
Basil?
I said basil.
What?
Already said.
Basil faulty. All right, wait, give me 1 sec after his MSG joke. That's not a spice.
Then
or a
hurry
herb.
up. Give me one.
Okay, let's go coriander.
Yeah, I got nothing. I'm done.
All right.
2-1, 2-1.
2-1. Ro, I'll start with you. Seafood.
All right.
Or fish, really.
It doesn't
Sea
have to be
animals,
fish.
creatures.
I'll go prawns.
So is it fish or seafood?
I'll take anything in the sea at this
Okay.
point.
Salmon,
Barramundi.
trout,
Snapper.
dory,
Tuna.
clownfish.
That's not seafood.
I said
You said
anything in the
anything in the
sea.
sea,
I
man.
clarified
No,
that.
it has to be seafood. We're not just naming fish.
All right,
For
seafood.
fun.
He said anything on the.
But I changed the topic to anything in the sea.
Wait, which one is it? Let's go. Come on, let's have a.
Animals/fish in the sea.
Okay.
So you can say, what'd you say?
Dory. No, wait, what did I say?
Clownfish.
Yeah,
You said clownfish.
I'll say dory.
Whale,
Great white shark.
tiger shark,
Hammerhead shark.
wobbegong,
Leopard shark.
whale, blue whale,
Whale shark.
killer whale,
Dolphin.
turtle,
Tortoise.
I don't think tortoises live under the ocean though.
No, I'll take it.
Jellyfish,
Let's go marlin,
squid,
swordfish,
octopus,
giant squid,
oyster,
colossal squid.
lobster,
Let's go mud crab.
yabby,
Let's go. No. Scallop.
anglerfish.
No, I'm rattled.
All right.
I'm rattled.
What's the score?
3-1.
3-1. We'll do one more.
Give me game 7. Give me best of 7.
All right, I'll go best of 7. Wow, Senny, you can close it here. Give me stores. So, physical stores.
Okay.
Anything really. We'll start with you, Sen.
Aldi,
Woolworths,
Coles,
Target,
IGA,
Big W,
Kmart,
Maya.
David Jones.
Can we just go shops like Thirsty Monkey? Does that count?
I'll count it.
Cotton On,
It has to be like big department stores.
No, just any store.
All right.
Go into Westfield, there's a store.
All right, Uniqlo,
Zara,
Sephora,
H&M,
Mecca,
T2,
Mecca Maxima.
Nespresso,
Let's go. No. JJ's. No, too late.
It's 4-1, is it?
4-1.
4-1.
Sen wins heavily.
All right, well done, Sen.
Heavily. Alrighty, new segment today, band for band. So how this is going to work is this. We're going to put 2 countries' dishes head to head. You know, you might think, mate, you guys have done this before. You guys have beaten this horse to death. But guess what? There's a new horse. Now, what we're going to do
Which will
is
also get beaten to death.
No, of course not. The thing is, right, previously when we've done this is we're comparing Indian cuisine versus Chinese cuisine. It's not a fair fight. You know what I mean? This time, we're comparing specific items. Okay, from different countries. So
Comparable items as well, right?
they have to be comparable. And the first round, we got 2 heavyweights. We've got Korea versus Japan. All right, so first round, we have Korea versus Japan. We have the category chicken. Okay, so we got karaage chicken versus Korean fried chicken.
Wowee.
To me, there is one very, very clear winner for me, and it is not karaage. It is Korean fried chicken, incredible gangjung, whatever you want to call it. That is honestly a top 3 food for me across every food.
I agree with that because karaage only has one flavor. Correct me if I'm wrong here, but karaage just comes with just a regular style, right? Whereas Korean fried chicken, you can have so many different types. You can have snow cheese, even though I don't like it. You can have anything ranging from cheese to honey soy to
Chili, sweet chili,
soy garlic,
spring onion.
soy garlic, mate. So for me, that alone makes it better. The variety.
Is karaage chicken low-key flavorless? I've never enjoyed thoroughly a karaage chicken.
I don't think it's flavorless. I think it has its own unique flavor. It's just probably not up there.
That's a fair point. I feel like I've only ever had karaage where they give you a sauce to dip it in.
Yeah, and it's like a mayonnaise type sauce.
Yeah.
I honestly don't care for mayo sauces.
Agreed.
Karaage chicken is like kind of salted with just salt and pepper, really.
And I feel like maybe I've only had dry ones, but it's never as juicy as a nice Korean fried chicken. So I'm with Manu on this one. This one's an easy one.
Easy winner for me.
All right, so Korea is up 1-0. All right, we're going to move along to vegetables. Okay, so we got 2 heavyweights now. We got edamame versus kimchi.
Cultural status, kimchi blows everything out the water. But I personally am not a fan of kimchi.
What?
That's crazy.
That's
all
a
right,
hot
here we
take.
go.
If I'm going Korean restaurant, Korean barbecue, whatever, where they
Yeah.
give you all the dishes, the kimchi I'm chucking to the other side of the table,
Really?
man. Or if I go probably Japanese restaurant, edamame, give that to me, man. I'll suck all the beans out of the casing.
The casing.
I don't know what to call it.
The shell.
The shell, potentially?
No, for me, I love kimchi, especially when we go to a Korean barbecue, and especially if it's like free refills. Mate, bring as much kimchi as possible. I can't get edamame. I just don't get it. I don't get the appeal of edamame. You eat one at a time. It's not.
There's this waste.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like then you have the shells of the edamame overflowing in the bowl because there's so much of it. What's wrong with kimchi? You don't like it?
Not a fan.
Racist.
I mean, this I feel like I honestly thought Korea was going to take a heavy 2-0 lead here. Edamame. Okay, give me some pluses.
No, I can accept I am an outlier in my opinion, but I'll just put my opinion out there.
Okay.
Kimchi as well. You can have like kimchi pancake.
No
No variants.
No variants.
Oh, okay.
The vegetable, like the dish itself, the side itself.
Okay.
So edamame traditionally is what? You got edamame, I think it's boiled or steamed.
Yeah.
And they just chuck salt
on top.
Job
like
done.
a chili, bit of chili as
and then
well.
you suck it out.
Look, I'll give them that. When they put the chili and salt, like it can be really quite
It's
tasty.
delightful. It's delightful, but I don't know. For me, kimchi's way better.
Is there also minus points and you need to know how to eat an edamame?
Yeah, actually,
No, okay. It's not that hard.
No, it
because
is hard.
I've
It
seen
is
people
hard.
just eat it with the casing or shell, whatever.
Literally, the first time I went to a Japanese restaurant, the friend that I brought along, he'd never had edamame before, and he was just chomping it deluxe. Like,
Is he mentally impaired or something?
no, if you've never
It's not
eaten
that
it,
intuitive. It's not intuitive.
You see these things, and there's stuff inside, and obviously your intuition is to just take it and eat it as per normal.
Because all other beans, you eat the whole thing. It's
thing.
like snow peas, you eat the whole thing.
Yeah,
You don't just eat the pea inside.
Fine.
So number one, there's a learning curve. All right. Number
Barrier
two,
to entry.
Barrier to entry. Heavy barrier to entry. I will say though, there is a barrier to entry. If you don't like fermented the flavor, kimchi is like not going to be to
Agreed.
your like.
It's an acquired taste, I would say.
But I think still clears edamame by a long shot.
Yeah.
No, I can accept that.
All right, Korea 2-0. It's best out of 5, by the way. So
One more to win it.
Japan might be clean swept here. All right. Next up, we have a rice dish. This is a classic of the genre. We've got bibimbap versus your Japanese dons.
Oh.
Now we're talking
This is
competition.
A tough one. Yeah.
When's the last time you ordered a bibimbap?
Literally last Tuesday.
Good for you. What about you, Sen?
Yeah, I wouldn't have. Last time I played Ostag, so whenever that was, a couple of months ago, let's say.
Okay, let's go through. What's in a bibimbap? Explain it to me.
It comes in like, traditionally it comes like a stone bowl.
Hot stone pot.
Hot stone. There's rice at the bottom. So like the bottom layer of rice becomes crispy ideally. And they have like fresh vegetables, right? Maybe sliced carrots. I don't know what else comes in it. Other fresh vegetables. And then a meat of choice. And I think maybe a fried egg on
They
top.
chuck an egg on it. Yeah.
A don is like sushi rice, to be fair.
With like soy sauce. It's like a sweet soy sauce
Yeah.
kind of drizzled on top.
The yayomi, I don't know, chicken teriyaki, chicken katsu, whatever you want. You get an onsen egg on top, and then you get the random accoutrement the Japanese put on.
The seaweed and stuff
Seaweeds, the bonito flakes of the world, the
Rafa.
all this and that.
All right. So very similar, styles like, rice, meat, veggies, egg. What clears for you?
I think I'm a donburi man because I think the meats, the variety that you can order on top of it, I just like so much better. Teriyaki, tempura, katsu. Those are flavors I like. Bibimbap, can go with or without it. I also don't like the crunchy rice. Or I don't care for the crunchy rice.
I'm a Don man as well.
You're a Don
and
man?
I know it's 2-0 to Korea, and I'm not trying to just create
Make it interesting.
Yeah, no, I'm being
You're not rigging it for a game 7 like some corporations would.
Give me your Don flavor of choice.
I do like the one at what's the place in Macquarie Centre?
Oh, Dopa.
And they have a nice teriyaki salmon don.
Yeah, it's good for about $35.
Is it actually?
Dope is expensive.
Dopa is expensive, but put the price aside for a second. The other thing is the serving sizes aren't great. But this is not an attack on Dopa. They have a nice teriyaki salmon don, and it's delightful.
I think I go just classic teriyaki chicken don, whole hearty meal, call it a day. It's lovely.
All right. Okay. All right. 2-1. Japan back in it. All right. We move along to your rolls. So, of course, in the Korea corner, we have kimbap versus sushi. Now, what do we do here? Now, obviously, everyone knows sushi, right? Seaweed, bit of rice inside, add your flavors, your chicken teriyaki, avocados, whatnot.
Call it a day.
Now, how would you describe kimbap?
Kimbap is the same style as sushi where it's a seaweed roll, but there's just so much more different things inside.
Yeah.
There's like typically like carrots and like another vegetable. There's like a meat.
Egg?
Which there's egg as well, but sometimes it's like either spam or like chicken or something.
There's too much stuff in a kimbap. Like, respectfully, there's too many ingredients. Like, that's just where I draw the line. You go to your local sushi dealer, right? You ask them, can I have a chicken teriyaki roll?
Yeah.
What do you get? You get rice and chicken teriyaki. Or maybe you want to be fancy. You want a salmon and avocado roll. Fantastic. You can get that as well. If you ask for a kimbap, firstly, the rice is not as good. Secondly, it's always cut up. So it's not a roll. It's not really in like a roll format.
It's easy to eat. Bite-sized.
No. And then it's just packed to the rafters. Simplicity. Sometimes it's better for a bit more simplicity.
Too big, you reckon?
There's too much. And the flavors don't. Why is there egg inside?
Delightful.
Are you a kimbap man?
No, I'm a sushi man, but I'm just playing devil's advocate. No, I do like sushi and I like the variety of it. But I don't know.
I've never ordered a kimbap on my own volition. I've eaten them and enjoyed them, to be fair, when they're around, but I never go once in my way. You're like, I would love a kimbap right now.
I've never craved a kimbap.
Sushi, I've craved a million times.
I think that's a great way of putting it.
You should ask me, when was the last time you had kimbap at a Korean restaurant? The answer is never. I never order it.
I've only had it when John Sung makes it.
There's absolutely no need for that. All right.
He did make it last time.
He did make it last time.
We had a
Shout out
potluck.
John Sung.
Just like that, it's
2-all.
now 2-all.
Wow.
All right. Final
Just
round.
as we prepared it to be.
Final round, we have the pancake. So we have a seafood pancake from Korea versus okonomiyaki from Japan.
Wow.
Now, what do we do here?
This is an easy one for me. Seafood pancake every day of the week.
Migs?
I might have to agree with that. The seafood pancake Korean restaurant, that is always at the forefront of my mind of what I want to order.
I think I've actually never not ordered a seafood pancake.
Have you ever gone to a Korean restaurant and not ordered fried chicken, seafood pancake?
Honestly, never.
Or failing that, a kimchi pancake. Some sort of pancake.
Yeah. Okonomiyaki is what? It's like, it's just like noodles.
Yeah. It's just
with like vegetables kind of and an egg wrapped around it. It's like fried up.
It's a weird consistency. It tasted nice, but I just like that seafood pancake. It's compact. It's all there. You get the little dipping sauce. It's delightful.
A lot of spring onions inside of it as well.
Yeah.
Makes it absolutely heavenly.
So are we saying Korea has just edged out Japan in the band for band war?
I think low-key Korean food is better than Japanese food.
To be fair.
Maybe a hot take here, but I feel like Japanese food is very like salty and very fatty and like heavy, whereas Korean has more variety. I feel.
I wouldn't say variety.
As in, how is fried chicken light and fluffy and not salty? That's like the heaviest meal of all time.
Yeah, okay,
Japan,
fine.
I would say, is the light meal. You just have a bit of, sashimi, if you want a don, you can have a don. That's a little bit
ramen,
heavy.
udon, we didn't even talk about. Yeah. There's no band for band comparison, some may say.
This is the thing. Korea wins against Japan, but that's because we're missing heavyweights in Japanese culture, in Japanese cuisine and stuff like that.
Korea don't even have
exactly
comparable, which is a problem.
That's true. That's
but
fair.
Game's a game. Korea takes this one out.
Gets one back over Japan.
Next round, we've got another two heavyweights, Thailand versus Vietnam. And the first place we're going to is drinks. We've got Thai milk tea versus Vietnamese iced coffee.
Oh, I think I have to sit this one out. I like both. I can't choose one. I genuinely can't choose one.
I think as my frontal lobe has developed, I've become more of a Vietnamese iced coffee man. So I think circa 2015, when I was about 18 to about, 2020, Thai milk teas from like Chatime, whatever it was, like every week, ravenous for. Going to Thailand, I get one like 3 times a day. They tell me about the ice, it's dodgy. I don't care as long as it's in a Thai milk tea.
If I offered you a Thai milk tea right now,
if you offered it to me and I could take it, yeah, maybe. But if I had to order a drink from a menu and I see both, I'm leaning towards the iced coffee.
Even like, does the time of day matter? For instance, like 4 p.m. or dinner time. Are you really going to order a Vietnamese iced coffee at 6 p.m.?
No, it's not. I'm getting a Coke, no sugar. Thank you very much. Well, aside the point.
What about the Far East Alchemy Thai milk tea? That's delightful.
Heavenly. That's absolutely heavenly.
Why?
No, I'm just saying, like, this man does like the Thai milk tea.
No, Thai milk tea is great. But Vietnamese coffee clears. I have to say.
If I have to choose one, I would probably choose the Vietnamese coffee, but
couple of spoons of condensed milk and like fucking 5 shots of coffee in there.
Dude,
delightful.
It is the condensed milk.
It's the condensed milk. That's all it is.
Because I'm not a coffee drinker by trade.
Yeah.
But you chuck a bit of condensed milk in there,
delightful.
whip it up, chuck a bit of coconut cream.
Yeah.
Oh,
could have 3 a day.
Yeah.
They're deceptively strong, no?
They are.
Vietnamese iced coffees, they genuinely put like 4 shots or 5 shots in it.
It's really strong.
Yeah.
Very strong. That's why they have to put
They don't put
milk.
water or anything. It's like ice, condensed milk, and coffee.
That's it.
Yeah.
Simple.
The coffee melts the condensed milk and the ice little, and there's your drink.
But low-key, also, Thai milk teas are such a hit and miss. Like, you've had ones that are too sweet. You've had ones that are too watery. Like, it's actually quite difficult to get a good consistent one. So, Vietnam, 1-0. All right, next up, we have the rolls category. We've got Thai spring rolls versus Vietnamese spring rolls.
What's the difference, Ro?
All right, so Thai spring rolls, you go to your local Thai restaurant, you sit down, they ask you what you want for your entrees, you say, I would like some spring rolls, traditionally dipped in like sweet chili sauce, very crispy exterior. And then you have the Vietnamese spring rolls, which are also deep fried, but they're not like a shell. It's like kind of like a bird's nest.
Yeah, I
is
don't
like
know.
how I
It's a
describe it.
beautiful consistency.
It's like a web.
It's like a web,
Yeah.
right?
Deep fried web.
Yeah, and you dip it in some sort of like fish sauce,
You know
vinegar.
what? We sound like MD Foodie boys right now.
All right. So Vietnamese spring rolls, usually you get in some sort of vermicelli type salad
Yep.
dish, right? But where are we saying which one clears in this round?
I'm taking the Vietnamese spring rolls.
Yeah.
They're
It's something about the
delightful, man.
web, bro. There's something about the web that makes you order it every single time.
It like crumbles in your mouth and like dissolves, and there's usually chicken or pork.
Despite being fried, the web makes it feel a bit lighter.
Yeah.
Whereas a normal spring roll with the whole pastry around it, it makes it feel a bit heavy sometimes.
I think you can smack more of those Vietnamese ones than you can of the Thai ones. And I'm talking spring rolls.
I also think that the web absorbs the sauce.
Yeah.
Like much nicer.
Yeah, because the other one's smooth, so it just drips straight off it.
But the thing is with the Thai, to back the Thai spring rolls, like you got some crunch. You got a crunch in a Vietnamese spring roll.
Not as much.
No,
you have a little. You have a little.
There is some.
It's like a Cadbury flake. Like it's that sort of consistency, you know? It dissipates in the mouth. But I'm going to have to agree. Vietnam.
I'm giving it to the
It's
Vietnamese.
Oh,
Let's not be silly here.
all right, Vietnam 2-0 up against these Thai people. Next up, we have... All right, next up, we've got soups. So this is a little bit of unfair comparison, but we've got a tom yum soup versus a pho. Talk to me.
I mean,
I couldn't care less for a tom yum,
Are
bro.
you serious?
I
Really?
couldn't care less.
I have to be in the right mood for a tom yum. Usually when I'm sick and I want something to just clear my airways.
Tom is not yum to me, mate.
Wow.
I know you like a tom yum soup.
I am a massive fiend for a
I think
tom
you're the
yum.
only person I've seen order a tom yum soup.
Dude,
No, my partner loves the tom yum soups
the,
as well.
the flavors
both of you.
dance in your tongue because it's just the sweet, the
tangy
spicy,
and,
the salty, you know, the tangy. It's actually a smorgasm of flavors.
Smorgasm.
But what is it?
Smorgasbord.
Smorgasbord of flavors.
But I'll still take the pho every day of the week.
Now, why do you take a pho? I agree with you, but why?
Oh, it's just so light, man. And then,
I don't think a pho is light.
yes,
It's
is.
light.
It is.
Compared
Are you
to,
crazy?
compared to like every single other noodle soup, it's light.
Definitely compared to a tom yum, it would be light.
Maybe the flavor profile, no, but the feeling, the weight on your stomach and eating it, it's like bone. It's essentially bone broth, bro. You can smack that.
Yeah, no, sorry. I'm talking about I'm talking about the noodles that come with the pho.
Oh, I mean, the
The
noodles,
noodles themselves aren't that heavy compared to other noodles, I
Nothing
feel, as well,
special.
right? They're like what is it? Flat rice noodles.
Flat rice noodles.
It's not that bad. Get some meat in there.
What's your pho of choice?
I'm a chicken pho man
You're
myself.
a chicken pho.
What? Oh my goodness gracious.
That's
Now, this guy's
crazy.
opinion is invalid straight
That's
away.
mental.
It has to be a rare beef pho,
beef.
respectfully.
And then you add like the chili sauce,
The hoisin.
the hoisin. You don't add any of that.
Sorry, you're not adding anything to the pho. You're having the chili sauce and the hoisin separately, and then
you dip it
dipping
in-
the
you
rare
dip it in
beef.
there, yeah,
Are you
yeah.
saying you're pouring
No.
sauce in the
The
pho?
Vietnamese pour it in the pho, brother.
I've never seen that.
Really?
I've never seen
Yeah,
that.
they do that. Squeeze the lime.
Yeah,
Lime, mint,
I
bean
didn't realize
sprouts.
pho was a breakfast item. That's what threw me off when I went to Vietnam.
Is it?
Yeah, it's predominantly a breakfast item.
Here I am.
Start a morning with a beautiful bowl of pho. It's actually quite a great way to start the morning.
You are having it at 7 p.m. at Eastwood, mate.
Yeah, non-stop, 7 p.m. all day
But yeah,
long.
pho wins this hands down.
All right. So the Vietnamese are up 3-0.
Unsurmountable
Yeah,
lead.
insurmountable lead. We then move to the skewers.
Yep.
So we've got satay skewers versus your lemongrass pork skewers from Vietnam.
What I will say, all right, just to back the lemongrass for a tiny bit, I had some lemongrass like skewers the other day. Underrated.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say better, but severely underrated. I don't hear people talking about lemongrass enough.
I'm with you on that one. I think they're delightful.
The flavor, it's juicy. The way it's grilled as well. I haven't had enough in my lifetime. I'll say that much for free.
Would I pick it over to satay?
No way.
Not a chance. But I think we've got to show a bit of respect to the lemongrass.
To the
skewers.
lemongrass. All right.
The
So
problem with satay is
No, there's
When
no,
you-
there's no problem. I'll stop you right. There's no problem.
no, when you order it, they skimp on everything, man.
What
You
do you
order like
mean?
4 skewers, cost like $25, and you get like
Yeah.
small portions with a bit of sauce.
I actually have noticed that. Why is satay so expensive? Like the satay skewers.
is it the
I feel
peanut
like I've never
sauce?
seen cheap ones here in Sydney.
No, they're never cheap.
Yeah.
They're probably the most expensive Thai entree that you can
Entree,
find.
yeah. Why?
I couldn't tell
Riddle
you.
me this.
Like
Someone.
chicken is a cheap meat.
Yeah.
peanut sauce.
Skimping out on the peanut sauce as well, man.
There's a reason why it's called peanuts. It's cheap.
They pay you peanuts.
They pay you peanuts.
Because it's cheap. Exactly. Who knows, man? Maybe that's where they make their profit because everyone orders it, potentially.
Okay.
So they just, I'm just throwing theories out there.
But satay wins this one.
Absolutely wins.
All right, 3-1.
Final category.
Tie on the board. Last one is we got salads. So we got your Thai papaya salad.
I'll sit this one out. No interest.
You got your Thai papaya salad versus your Vietnamese vermicelli salad. Migs.
I feel like I'm talking to two people that don't order salad in their
No,
lifetime.
I don't mind a salad.
The vermicelli noodle salad is like my go-to Vietnamese order from takeaway. Yeah. If they have banh mi's, they have whatever else furs. I go for the noodle salad because you get so much volume and like the same flavor because you have the same sauce. It's like the same as the dipping sauce or it's like fish sauce, all that. Just lather it on everything. You got like the pickled carrots, you got coriander, you got bean sprouts, you got all sorts of vegetables, and then they pack on the meat. So you get like roast pork, lemongrass, et cetera, et cetera. It's absolutely delightful.
What's in a papaya salad?
So there's papaya.
Oh,
no. So they shred the papaya. So it's like, it looks like kind of like noodles and they have all the other typical like Thai salad dressings and all that. So it's like typical Thai flavors, but it's also very expensive when you order from a restaurant compared to like normal salads and other dishes. It's like disgustingly expensive. But when I go, my parents tack on the papaya salad first item on the list. Yeah.
Look, I got to back the papaya salad here for 1 second because I think that Thai dressings are far superior to Vietnamese dressings. Like that fish sauce stuff, I mean, it's fine. Like it does the job. I also do not like the noodles as much in the Vietnamese vermicelli. I don't think I don't like vermicelli noodles.
Right.
Because the noodles themselves don't soak up the flavor. It just kind of like drips, like the sauce drips off them. And it's kind of a bit strange. So my vote personally goes to the papaya salad.
So Sen, sitting it out, we're going to need an opinion.
I think I'm with Migs on this one. The vermicelli salad is pretty good. I'm not a massive fan of the papaya salad. It feels like I mean him nothing, man. There's no substance there.
Okay.
Yeah, not for me.
That's fair enough. All right. Vietnam takes out this round.
Wow, 4-1.
4-1. Actually, a drubbing, I got to say. All right. Final band for band. We've got China versus the Philippines. Manu, shout out.
All right.
Here we go. So
I'm representing my whole nation at this point.
I mean, yeah, it's going to be Manu versus me and Sen. And we're
famous Chinese.
We're Chinese representatives at this point. You know, we are also on Red Note.
Red Note, exactly.
Xia Hong Shu. We're all for
all our Red Note listeners.
So first round is we got pork. So we got the Chinese roast pork versus lechon.
I need everyone knows where I'm going to sit, so I need opinions from.
No, but be honest. Like be open and honest about this, right? I go to a Chinese butcher.
Yeah.
I see the roast pork. I see the barbecue pork.
The dog.
And then I see the duck. I honestly am ordering the the barbecue pork and the duck.
Yeah.
Very rarely am I touching the roast pork. Very rarely.
Yeah.
Now, lechon, on the other hand, that's not an everyday item.
Yeah.
It's pronounced lechon, by the way.
Well, you should have corrected me the first time I said it. But
it's a delicacy.
It's a delicacy. Now, do I prefer it over roast pork from China? Yeah, I think I do.
Because the main difference is obviously roast pork is roasted. The lechon is fried. So that's why maybe it's a bit more flavorful, a bit more.
Like the skin is crispier, I got to say. Like,
is it fried?
Yes.
Well, I've learned something new today.
Well, let
me fact check that actually. I can't misspeak for my people, but I believe it is fried.
I thought they put it on a spit.
That's what I thought as well. I thought it was like a whole pig on a spit or they chuck it in the ground or something.
Yeah.
And then they do it up.
Charcoal or something?
Lechon kuala is a Filipino crispy deep fried pork belly dish.
Where the fuck do you have a deep fry big enough to fit a whole ass?
Lechon means pig. So just because lechon doesn't mean it's that big whole pig on a spit roast.
I swear that's because no. Okay, I'm not gonna.
I understand what you're saying now, and I disagree. I thought it was the big pig on the spit.
So here's why I think it's the pig on the spit, Manu. Let me educate you or mansplain to your culture.
When we went to Ube Fest.
When we went to Ube Fest, all right, a beautiful Filipino festival,
as we do every year
in the city, one of our favorites. We had the chance to try some lechon.
Yep.
Right, fantastic. There was so much left over. They were selling the pigs whole.
True.
All right, I'm talking about a different dish. Let's talk about lechon. Sorry.
Yeah.
That's on me. That's on me. Now we're talking about the whole pig.
Right.
Yeah.
Redact
everything we've just said so far.
We're comparing the whole pig where it's roasted on a spit for, I actually don't know how long.
It's a long time.
You can see the head and everything. When I went to the Philippines, you could see the whole pig. It's kind of jarring if you're a kid or something versus this roast pork you get at the Chinese barbecue.
Okay. Roast pork at the Chinese barbecue. Here's what you get. You get a crispy skin. It's supposed to be crispy. You get a really fatty layer.
Yep.
And then you've got the actual meat.
Yeah.
Okay. Very salty.
Yeah.
100% salty.
Yeah.
Now, explain lechon.
Lechon, yeah, it's the pig. When you cut it up, the main difference is, as I said, the skin. Because it's like roasted whole, it's
thin.
It's thinner.
It's thin and crispy.
So it's like, but it's really crispy.
Correct.
I think there's less fat to like chew and eat. I personally like the skin of the lechon better, but I know people like the roast pork better.
No, they're wrong. The skin of the lechon is better. Not only that, the lechon is better because the actual meat is softer and it falls away at the bone. 1-0 Philippines. Sen, agreed?
Yep, agreed.
All right, next round. We've got the rice component. So we've got your combination fried rice from China versus the garlic rice from the Philippines.
All right, the garlic fried rice it's quite basic. So it's not as like a lot of ingredients, whatever, but it's when you get like day-old rice, again, you chuck it in
Day-old?
That's how you do fried rice.
That's normal.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and then from the fridge, right? And I'm saying you leave it out for a day, and then it's just literally oil, a fuck ton of garlic, and the rice. There's no like egg, meat, vegetables, whatever. But this is disgustingly common and like the favorite fried rice in the Philippines.
Okay.
So if you go to a Filipino restaurant, you can get either steamed rice or this garlic rice.
I mean,
and then the garlic rice, the garlic gets cooked first, so it's like toasted and crisp and whatever. There's a really strong garlic flavor. It's like if you put, the fried garlic you can get in a container. So you chunk that all in and have that with the rice.
Sen?
That sounds delightful. But I'm going to choose the combination fried rice every day of the week over that.
Why is that?
I think garlic fried is just one really strong flavor that may or may not go with everything you want. You know what I mean? It's like, if you love garlic, you probably like it. But if you're like or okay about garlic, sometimes it's a bit too much.
And usually the Chinese one, you get peas, carrots, eggs,
yep,
prawns maybe,
chicken.
Pork,
get in combination, you get chicken,
you can put
pork.
anything in there. They put salt, pepper, MSG. You're saying that they don't do any of that in the garlic?
No, because you can't.
They put probably salt.
Obviously salt.
And probably a shit ton of MSG, but that's about it.
Can you eat? People are not eating garlic fried rice by themselves.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
Yeah.
So you eat it with something else. Whereas a Chinese fried rice, that's a meal on its own.
It's a standalone dish.
Correct.
And I think the flavor of the fried rice is light enough that you can pair it with other things if you like.
Has to be the Chinese fried rice.
All right. China levels it at 1-1. Now we move to the egg category. We have century egg from China versus balut from the Philippines.
Anyone here try
I want
balut?
to jump in first and say they both look disgusting, and I refuse to vote on this one. There's no winner in this.
All right. I've had century egg. You had balut.
Tried to get a balut.
Yeah, you got a balut derivative.
Junior.
The balut I had wasn't mature enough that there was bones and like a cracked feet, like a fetus you could chomp into.
All right. Talk to me
For me,
about-
there was a fetus, but it was still soft.
So what is a balut then?
So a balut is a mature, I believe, duck egg, and you let it fertilize for long enough that the embryo forms, and then there's a little duck inside that you eat. So, but it's matured enough that there's still, the bones have formed a little, and there might be a bit of feathers, and that adds to the flavor and the depth of the.
And there's like
balut.
a head and a beak and all that, right?
You can see vaguely the shape of the duck. So yes, you can see the beak and everything.
All right. Century egg. I'll read it out. You preserve a chicken, duck, or quail eggs in a mixture of clay, ash, salt, and quicklime for
yum.
several weeks to months.
Months.
Okay? Months. So
Months.
So it's not a century old, obviously, but the thing is, it turns black and kind of like translucent, and it's very pungent flavor. So you can't really have it as if you're eating like a boiled egg. You kind of like chop it up into small pieces and then chuck it into your like soups or your stew.
Chucked into like fried rice a lot.
You don't
exactly.
eat it by itself.
No.
Oh, okay. So I looked up photos of the century egg and I just saw black egg. And I thought it was like the balut where you just eat it by itself.
No, and that's why I think century egg clears, because I think balut, for me, I mean, it's not an enjoyable dish, surely.
Because the thing is, you're meant to eat it like, they give you vinegar with it. If you like vinegar, you're going to love a balut because it complements the flavor.
And
But
then
if you don't,
crunching on the beak,
people love it. It adds to the flavor. And then when you crack it open, there's a little soup on top. I don't know what that is. Duck soup essentially on top. Apparently very flavorful, very delicious. But again, very acquired taste balut, I feel. But then century egg, I don't like either.
Have you had century egg?
I've had it mixed in with like rice and
mixed,
stuff.
yeah.
I pick it out because I'm not a big fan.
Can you get it here in Australia?
Century egg?
Yeah.
Yeah. I had it literally.
I had it the other day.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's
Did you like it?
I picked it out as aforementioned.
It's good. It's better than you think. And I can't be putting balut ahead of century egg. I think balut is eaten by like a very, correct me if I'm wrong, a much smaller population in the Philippines, whereas century egg is like a common thing in China.
Yeah. Yeah, fair. No, I think a lot of people eat it in the Philippines, but again, it's a delicacy.
Acquired
You're
delicacy.
showing your ignorance here, Ro.
I'm here to learn, I'm asking. All right, 2-1 China. Next up, we have another heavyweight battle. We've got chicken, all right? So in the China category, we have Kung Pao chicken versus chicken adobo. Now, here we go.
Adobo for me clears a million days of the week.
I'd have to agree with Manu on this one.
Okay, talk to me about what's the flavor profile of adobo.
So chicken adobo is just chicken cooked in like soy sauce, vinegar, and then it depends. Again, it's also a very regional dish. So depending where you are in the Philippines, they cook it slightly different, but the main base is soy sauce, vinegar. Sometimes it's very liquidy where you can add the like soup to your rice and stuff like that, or it's very thick sauce where it really coats the chicken and it's very flavorful. But to me, absolutely delightful.
For the record, I don't like Kung Pao chicken. That's the only reason, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like Chinese chicken dishes. There's not a single one that I'm ravenous for, if that makes sense.
Now, I'm not going to sit here and say Kung Pao chicken is like the best dish that China has to offer.
Yeah.
But it's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But compared to adobo, I'm choosing the adobo every day of the week.
To be honest, I haven't eaten at a Philippine restaurant for a long time. I think honestly
We should go.
We actually should, yeah. The last time I had chicken adobo was probably in the Philippines. And I remember just being like, yeah, it's good. It's good. But Kung Pao chicken, it's also good. So now,
MD Foodie Boy strike again.
I think Migs, you need to be the decider here and be objective.
Dude, I think the main is Kung Pao chicken is not anywhere near the best thing China has to offer. And it's not, I don't think it's that good, bro. I think the flavors aren't that good. Adobo is like, to me, it's like a somewhat unique flavor and it's something I could eat so many times a week, to be completely honest. Right? And I wouldn't get sick of it.
Done.
All right, 2-2. Wowee, the Philippines, this is a crazy underdog story right here, right now.
But take it on the big boys.
Philippines taking on China, 2-2. We have the final round. All right, I haven't even told you boys this. We've got a noodle dish. So we have in the China corner, chow mein, and in the Filipino corner, pancit bihon. Did I say that correctly?
You said it correctly. All right. I think I'm fighting a losing battle here because pancit bihon is vermicelli style noodles, right?
No, you've lost me immediately.
But then you cook that off to the side. And then when you cook the noodles, it's like a typical Asian sauce, like soy sauce, fish sauce, all that. And you put in a whole different bunch of vegetables. You chuck in a meat if you want, like pork or chicken. To add flavor, you can add, I think, pork or chicken liver, like tiny pieces.
Oh, yum.
It adds a lot of flavor to the dish. You can pick it out if you like at the end. Put a lot of cabbage in as well. It's an absolutely delightful glass noodle dish.
Chow mein, Ro.
Chow mein's egg noodles. Anytime there's an egg noodle dish, I prefer it over almost any other noodle. That's just me personally. Chow mein, I mean, honestly, like, I think I learned about chow mein from like Big Bang Theory. I feel like it's like the classic takeaway dish in America.
Yeah.
But I feel like the Australian chow mein is different to what Big Bang Theory and all of them are saying. Because here you can get it crispy, right? You have the crispy noodles and then they have the sauce, whatever. And then over time, if you want, you can get soft. Or you can remain crispy. I think there it's all just soft.
Yeah, so that's why I prefer.
Like Hokkien noodles, Singapore noodles style noodles.
Yeah. Me personally, I'm a chow mein guy myself.
Yeah, it has to be. I've never tried the other one, so it has to be chow mein for me.
Wow. What an insight.
Well, I think just the vermicelli noodles alone versus crispy, I just prefer crispy foods. Not going to lie.
That's right. Was it 3-2 to China?
3-2
Man, I'm proud we even got this far, boys.
Yeah.
Took them to 3-2. Wow.
The biggest blow was Vietnam and Thailand. Actually, everything else is pretty
close.
Head to head.
Alrighty, that brings us to the end of this week's episode. A lot of yarns this week, I got to say, some pretty good ones. And yes, we are dead serious. If you want to see us do a corporate dating show and you know anyone who would like to be involved or you want to come watch us do it, please let us know.
The more of you that tell us, the more likely it'll happen.
Exactly.
So please reach out.
And As per usual, you can find our old episodes on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and give us a follow on Instagram and on YouTube and TikTok, and we'll catch you next week.